All right. Good morning and good afternoon to everybody. Very excited to be with you again. My name, for those who haven't seen me before, is Andre Sveres. I am the Customer Success Manager at JMango. So basically, it's my job to make sure that we're all making money. So today we're going to look at the ultimate JMango360 customer journey. And let's see if I have my presentation ready. Hold on. I'm getting some communication that is a bit jittery on the headset, so I'll just turn that one on.
All right, should be better for all those involved, and I'm expecting to get a message about that. So basically what we're going to do today is we are going to look at the entire customer journey, obviously considering the app portion of it. So we're going to walk you from A to Z and highlight all the good strategies for each critical phase, and then obviously showcase the many features that JMango has to offer so you can optimize. So yeah, buckle up, let's get into it. And I gotta say, I'm excited for this one. It's been in the works for quite a while, so let's get going. So the first thing, obviously, we can't do this willy-nilly, so let's have a quick glance at what we're going to be discussing. So we're going to start with a brief introduction and the objectives of today, because we do want to achieve something together today, don't we? Then we are going to walk the entire ultimate customer journey together, where we highlight the features, and then we are going to do a feature overview, because there's a lot packed in this, so I just want to make sure that it sticks. Then we'll have some honorable mentions, because I couldn't include everything, and then we will finish up with any questions that you guys might have. So it's going to be a freight train today, a lot of show and tell, but if you have questions, you can put them in the top left. And then I will get to them at the end of the presentation. So let's get it going. Introduction. Why are we doing this webinar? Well, basically, JMango offers a lot of features out of the box. And as a customer success manager, I am regularly in contact with everyone. And I noticed that most of the features and strategies are being utilized, but I do see that at pretty much every customer lacks a couple, which is just that little bit of extra that you could add to your journey. So on average, it's about 20 to 30% that's not being utilized. So this is not just, just a walkthrough. It's also, of course, an inspiration session for everyone. Then the other part is that I want to really go through like each of the critical steps in an app customer journey. So that way you have a clear chunk section and division in all the different crucial elements of the journey that can really help you to optimize each and every individual phase, instead of having to look at it like as a total package, which can sometimes be, well, not necessarily overwhelming, but you know, some of the details can get lost in the bigger picture. So we're going to chunk it and look at each individual critical phase. So who is this for? Obviously, we have a lot of different types of companies and a lot of different niches and verticals that are using JMango. The good news is, though, today is going to be for both B2C and B2B businesses. So you might think that those are radically different, but actually the truth is they're not so different. So if you look at the mechanical process of a customer journey, they're pretty much similar. Obviously, the difference is in mostly the type of communication style that you're adapting and some of the strategies, because you do approach a customer a bit different than you would do a business. But then at the end of the day, there's still people that we're trying to get to use the app. So in that sense, it's pretty much the same. So what are we going to do? So first off, we're going to explain the core components of an effective app journey. So apart from like each individual phase, I want to give you just a bit of a basic blueprint that will help you, and it's basically a solid reminder for when you're working on your customer journey to always have those core components included every step of the way. Then we are going to identify all the critical phases and walk through them both from a feature and a strategy standpoint. And then finally, we're going to showcase all the features that we have in the JMango platform, as well as additional add-ons that we offer for your consideration. So the add-ons are going to be very clear, as you can see here. As soon as this bonus star pops up, then we are talking about an add-on feature, which is obviously available for purchase and for implementation. So do keep an eye out. If you see the star, I'll obviously highlight it as well, but just so there's no miscommunication or misunderstanding about if it's a feature or an add-on. All right, so the ultimate customer journey core elements. Now, let me preface this with saying that we obviously didn't come up with these things out of thin air. So a lot of the things we're going to be discussing are based on our customer data, best practices from the market. Like we see a lot of trends, obviously watching a lot of trends with like the biggest of the biggest e-commerce vendors, you know, like Nike or Zalando or Amazon or whoever it might be. And then, of course, we ourselves also have access to a very wide swath of customer data within privacy laws, obviously. But most of the things we'll be discussing today are not just a gut feel. They are really tried and tested. So let's get into it. Core elements. We have 3 core elements that I want you to basically take as a constitution for any part of the customer journey from here on out. First one being convenience. So the best thing an app has to offer to both customers and businesses alike is the fact that it's convenient, right? It's on your phone. You can take it everywhere. So that's the biggest plus. So in order for a journey to be as effective as possible, and for adoption to be as high as it can be, you have to lean into the convenience very heavily. So it's not a very complicated matter. That's why we have the 1 + 1 = 2. So you want to have it easy to acquire when we're talking about both the app and also, of course, the sales. Easy to use, well, that's pretty much a given. And then easy to rediscover. That's something we'll get in as well a bit further in this webinar. But it's something that is often overlooked is people switch phones. You have customers who might switch companies or whatever it might be. Make sure it's not just focusing on the first adoption, but a continuous adoption, because people will be, you know, panning in and out of your customer pool in regards to your app. So convenience, very, very important. Next one is added benefits. So the fact that it's on a phone obviously offers you some features that are not available on, let's say, a desktop or in-store or whatever it might be. So the fact that you have an additional device, an additional channel, can offer added benefits to your customers that they're not getting anywhere else. So in this sense, you want to, of course, utilize and promote the push notifications, because that's like the best thing about an app, in my opinion. Offer some exclusivity. So that could be in a wide range of categories, could be like exclusivity in products or discounts or whatever it might be, but make sure that it has an added benefit in that sense, that it also incentivizes your customers to adopt the app. And then finally, unique mobile features. So a phone can do things that a computer can't. It's as simple as that. And utilizing the unique mobile features also gives that extra benefit for customers to really get excited about using your app as their well, maybe not their primary, but at least one of their shopping channels with your company. And then third, definitely not last though, is omni-channel. So one of the things that I am really pushing is to integrate the app as a communication and a promotion, but also obviously a sales channel in the total marketing mix. So I've ran into this a bunch of times where the app is like kind of a standalone, and I think you're really missing out on the potential that you have, not only like for the app conversion, but for basically revenue stream for your business as a whole. So you want to use omnichannel in the branding. That one is usually pretty obvious. So the app design looks like the website, etc. So that's not the most underutilized part of the omnichannel. Communication is definitely one to pay attention to in consideration with, for example, your newsletters and your socials. I see the push messaging is, well, not usually, but I tend to see them as kind of a standalone operation, where having them integrated in your total communication strategy can really boost not only the app from a communication standpoint, but also strengthen your other communication channels as well. And then finally, of course, promotion. That's one of the one of the things that you always get right. So integrating promotion is usually not the biggest hurdle I have to take with our clients, but the communication part is definitely something that can use some TLC across the board, in my opinion. So having said that, those are the core elements when considering your app customer journey. So now we can look at the critical phases. So we have a couple, and they do make sense, but in order for us to segment the customer journey and keep it easy to digest for everyone, we have laid out each critical phase. So the first one being customer acquisition, which might make you think that we're talking about downloading, but downloading is actually a separate step when it comes to the customer journey, because getting them to the point where they want to download is a process in and of itself. And then the actual download, there's a lot of ifs and buts and strategies that can be implemented there. So I've separated these two purposefully, even though like the customer acquisition phase basically converts at phase 2, which is the downloading of the app. Then we get either first impression and or the shopping phase, which is obviously when they have downloaded the app or they're revisiting the app. Then we have the checkout. So that's the conversion phase of phase 3. And then finally, very important, of course, for repeat business is the post-purchasing phase. So these are the 5 criticals, and we're going to walk through each of them, show you all the features and add-ons, and of course, highlight some tidbits of strategy along the way. So yeah, buckle up and let's get into them. So before we do each individual ones, I have some examples of a B2C and a B2B customer journey. So it's pretty compacted. So it's like a minute and a half, because I don't want to keep you here for 20 minutes. Obviously, when people are shopping, and it takes a lot longer, but just to give you an overview of what we're aiming for in this sense. So the first one is a B2C from our very valued customer, Creative Cosmetics. So here we have the Smart App banner from the site. We go to the Play Store, we download, which is like incredibly fast. Look at my phone go. Boop. We open it up. We have the first impression. So the home screen, branding, it's all there. It's really synced up. Then we start shopping. We can add directly from the product list, as you see here, or we can shop around a bit more. Then select this one for the wish list, maybe later. Then I see, oh, I can use some pink as well, maybe some Ibiza for the holidays. So when we go then to the wish list, we can just easily add them to cart, and it pops up a quantifier, which is really nifty also for business to business. And for the checkout, In this case, we don't have an account yet, so we do guest checkout, put in our data, so we have shipping address done. We select our shipping method, next our payment method, and then we confirm the order and we place it. It's as simple as that. And then obviously the post-purchase process comes after that. But as you can see, it really does push you forward into the process, as well as like in the bottom menu, you can see the highlighting of stuff that's on the wish list, stuff that's on the cart. So it's just a very easy and quick example of how a customer flow goes from start to finish. Now let's do the same for B2B. Now we have a QR on the website. We scan it. We download the app. I'm so fast. Oh, look, there we go. Open it up. Then again, first impression. So as I mentioned, B2B, B2C, not all that different. In this case, we already have an account because obviously we're a business relationship. So email, password, and now we're logged in. So it also pulls up our shipping info. We shop. Let's see. Get some retail bags for my Kevin Murphy products. What do we have? Shimmer Shine. Yeah, I can use some Shimmer Shine. I mean, look at my head. It's bald and shiny. So we add, let's do 8. 8 seems about right. Add them to the cart. And then again, we have this option of the wish list where we can favorite products, especially for B2B, really nifty for reordering. So do push your customers to put like all the usual suspects they order on the wish list, because that way you can see, oh, I need 4 of those, which can be an order or a reorder. And then we go to the checkout. Now this is a web checkout, and here we can see that my shipping address information is already saved up. We go to the next phase, credit card information, all that good stuff. We confirm and we place the order. So again, B2C, B2B, when it comes from an app mechanical standpoint, is not really all that different. But there are, of course, some tweaks that you can do to optimize your app experience for either the consumer customer or the business customer. So that was a quick overview. Now let's do it phase by phase, and let's walk along this customer journey together. So starting at the beginning, customer acquisition phase. Basically what you want to remember here is that people aren't just going to download the app on their own. Like, you want to incentivize them. And the main thing you want to have for getting started with this is to make sure that at every turn, every touch point your customers have with your business, that the app is visible. So you want to have it on your social, you want to have it like on your newsletters. So basically it's got to be everywhere. So they know like, hey, this is an important change that is happening. Next up, you want to push that convenience, as we mentioned before. So here we have a very good example from All Saints, who have this promotional video that really emphasizes and highlights all the added features that the app offers in comparison to regular shopping. Finally, the wish list. Yeah, that's awesome. And then, of course, as I mentioned before, make sure that you highlight those additional benefits. So here we have a quick and easy solution, example from our customer Beauty Solutions, who have their website really set up to really promote this. So obviously promotions, coupons, and all that good stuff works for customer acquisition, but is personally my firm belief, and something that we have also seen work throughout many campaigns, that when you focus on the benefits primarily and then have like the commercial benefits like coupons and stuff as like the secondary focus, then you get a more loyal customer onboarded, because they're going to the app for the benefits and the convenience and all the good stuff. And then the commercial benefits are basically just icing on the cake. So not saying you shouldn't try to bribe them with discounts, but use it as the secondary strategy and really try to hone in, get them to download based on the merits and the benefits of the app, rather than just, offering them some discounts. So downloading the app. Now, as I mentioned before, there are some there are different strategies for this, and that's why we also have this as a separate phase, because this is obviously where the rubber meets the road. I mean, we can market until the cows come home, but then at the end of the day, if there aren't any conversions, then it's basically a lot of effort wasted. So in order for your customers to download the app, there are a couple of strategies. So the first one we briefly saw at the B2C walkthrough. So this is a more emphasized version. So a smart app banner is something we offer. As you can see here at the top, it pops up and it allows a user, this is on the mobile website. So when they visit your mobile website through a mobile phone, of course, the banner pops up and allows them to download the app and pretty much get started, get going on it right away. So this is a very, very important tool for you to allow customers to download the app and to find it very easily. Now, the second part we also showcased briefly is on the website, because obviously that's where a lot of your traffic is going initially. So in this example, they have just used a very sleek banner, which is a very nifty way of putting it on the forefront without having to sacrifice your entire website design and your branding style. And as you can see here, they have a QR code. Now, QR codes are really crucial because obviously not everybody's using a mobile phone all of the time. So the QR code basically allows you to transfer people from a physical touch point, or at least a non-mobile touch point in this case, to a mobile phone. Because in this example, I can simply whip out my phone, whoop, I scan the code, and Bob's your uncle. I'm at the Play Store, I can download the app and I can get going. So very important, QR codes is something that we can provide you with. So if you don't have one yet, do reach out to me and we'll get you sorted straight away. And then finally, there are the others. So it's very important to have the option for your customers to download the app at any touch point you have with them. So whether that's via your newsletter or it might be on your invoice, that's a really, really important one, very critical. To have a QR code on your physical invoice and obviously a digital one, just like the newsletter here, on your digital invoices, order confirmations, all that kind of stuff. And you can even take it one step beyond and include the QR code on flyers or even the packaging itself. So again, in order for your customers to download, or more importantly, to re-download, because obviously people switch phones every like 2 to 3 years, you really want to make downloading the app as easy and accessible as possible. Again, that ties back into that whole convenience part of the customer journey that we're so heavily emphasizing today. So make sure that at every touch point they have the opportunity, even if they don't want to, at least they could, if they did want to download the app. So going to phase 3, first impression and shopping. Now, I won't go too much into like the whole design elements of home pages and branding and all that stuff, because to be quite frank, you guys know that a lot better than I do. I'm an app marketeer. I'm not a branding marketeer. So what I basically want to highlight here is that the homepage is obviously going to be your first impression. So you want to make it as clear as possible where they need to go. In this example, they have used a second home screen to create even more branding on the second layer. So the menus are branded as well. And then, of course, we have the product page. Fortunately, because we are a headless integration, we just pull the data straight out. And you can see that the call to action button will always pop up no matter how much information you put in there. So they can always convert right away, which is a very important part of the shopping experience. And then finally, of course, we have the related products, which also allow customers to really mix and match when they're doing their shopping. So both B2B and B2C, very important to have these set up properly. especially when it comes to the homepage. Always keep in mind that about 75 to 80% of people use their phone with one hand. So what that means is that on average, the thumb can reach about half of the screen. So you do want to put your highest converters, so your money makers, basically, you want to put them on the bottom half. That's why we have the smart app banner at the top. That's more of a branding and a promotion part of it, and then the bottom part is really where the magic happens, where the conversions need to take place. So always keep that in mind. That's also the reason why I like our menus at the bottom, why our conversion buttons are at the bottom. So that way people can easily reach it and push those products to the cart. So the barcode scanner is the final one for the shopping experience. So here we have a very quick and easy example. You open it up, you scan the product, and then as soon as it recognizes the EN code, it will take you directly to the product page. So this is a very important tool for two reasons. One is because obviously it's something that only a mobile phone can do, because a computer might have might have a camera, but not the functionality in this way. And it also ties into the whole convenience part, which allows customers to easily reorder products. So you can imagine for certain types of cosmetics or dog food or whatever your vertical might be, their favorite wine, their favorite dress, whichever, with the barcode scanner, you can really utilize that mobile only feature. And we've also seen it, pro tip, we've also seen it work really well from offline to online transfers. So imagine having barcodes next to your products in store so they can scan them for more information, or perhaps at trade shows or whatever it might be. The barcode scanner really allows you to transfer people from the offline world into the online world, in addition to offering them convenience in reordering their favorite products. So let's do some additionals, bonus time. So we have two for you, and the first one being one-tap shopping. So this is something that we've built for Subdued. And as you can see here, the product list is a bit different, because in this way, it allows you to simply click shop now, select the type of color that you want and the size. It's one size in this case. I look good in pink. I add it to the cart and I continue shopping. So it's a subtle tweak, but in this sense, obviously, it really induces customers to continue shopping, and it really allows them to easily add to cart. Having that route to conversion be even that much shorter is obviously going to work very efficiently in the long run. So we have seen some very positive results coming from the one-tap shopping option in this form. The second one is custom UI design. Now, this can go all directions, but here we have an example from SageBrook, which utilizes a quick navigation at the top. So that way you have a very slick overview of all your categories, which allows for quicker browsing, and quicker browsing equals quicker shopping equals, on average, bigger average sales numbers. So again, custom UI design is obviously a very broad topic, but I think this is a good example of how to utilize that in a way that really enhances not only the customer experience, but also the revenue numbers. So going to the fourth phase is checkout. So in this example, we are using our standard checkout, which is web-based. So what that means is that when a customer goes to the cart and then presses the checkout button, an in-app browser opens and they get redirected to the browser, to the checkout that is on the e-commerce platform. So we're basically connecting them to your website. As you can see here, it logs, it loads, and then they can just go through the entire checkout as they would normally, the way they're used to, basically on the website. So this obviously has some advantages, because by the fact that we link directly to your e-commerce environment, then all customizations, tweaks, special delivery options that you might want to implement, they're all there. So if you change something around in your checkouts, there's no need to change that on the app itself. So it gives you a lot of flexibility when it comes to the checkout options. Well, we've basically already seen this one, but that is the major, that is the primary consideration for using this as our standard checkout. The fact that you can switch and change around and add all kinds of cool things to your checkout process, and don't have to consider the app and still be integrated fully with it. So we have some additional options for this one as well. So the first one is the native checkout. Now here we have an example from our customer Shopler. And in this example, I'm just going to order 250 brown paper bags because why not, right? So this is native, completely integrated in the app. As you can see, I own some prime real estate in London. So you do the steps internally. So we have the billing, we have the shipping, which is basically already saved data, which can be edited, of course, if need be. Then we go to the shipping method and we select that one, go to the fourth stage, which is payment method. And then we have the last step, which is order review, where you can check all the change if need be, and then place the order. So that pops up. The payment method, depending obviously on the payment method, here you can select the app from your payment method and then finalize your purchase. We're not going to take it a step beyond because I'm not giving you my PayPal information. We're not that close. So basically the native checkout has a couple of advantages. So the first one, it's quicker. That's just the main one right out of the gate. The second one is that the native checkout basically surpasses your e-commerce environment and goes directly to your payment service provider. Now, in addition to that being a lot faster in the process, the fact that we're natively connected to your payment service provider also means we are fully compliant from the get-go. So not only does that add to like the success rate of all individual payments being done, but it also allows you to save important financial data such as credit card information directly to the app, because we are in compliance with the PSP policies that require us to do so. So it's quicker, it's easier, it's faster. That's kind of the same thing, but you get my gist. So next to that, of course, it's completely within the app. So from a UI standpoint and a customer experience standpoint, this can obviously also be considered a great boon to the entire journey experience. So we've mentioned that native checkout is quicker in comparison to the web checkout. Now, speed is obviously very important when it comes to e-commerce. I mean, we all know that, right? So when it comes to the checkout process and speed, there's nothing faster than an express checkout. So the Apple Pay express checkout that we offer is just incredible. I'll just give you an example and let the example speak for itself. So instead of pressing checkouts, you have the option to use the Apple Pay Express checkout in this sense. So we'll press that. We have our data. We double click on the side to pay. We confirm with the side button. It processes and it's done. Like my mouth is trying to keep up with the process of how fast this is going. So obviously not for Androids, but definitely something that can really expedite the checkout process for Apple users. It's incredibly fast. Again, offers that convenience that we talked about, offers that additional benefit of speed, and also offers that mobile exclusive feature that is so important for an app customer journey. So the ideal combination is, of course, having a solid checkout and then a very speedy option next to that. So that is something that is currently available for Apple users, at least. Finally, post purchase. Now, this is where a lot of my strategy sessions with JMango customers is about. So the first 4 steps are, of course, the crucial mechanic of getting someone from not having used the app to making a purchase in the app. So that's the first most key important part of the journey. But then actually the repeat business, which is, of course, the lifetime value for customers and all that good stuff. This is where that happens. So we have a couple of tools in the toolbox in order to keep them coming back, as they say. So the first one is order tracking. So this is an example. We place an order and then we get a push notification that, well, basically tells us in this case, we received your order. So especially when it comes to online, this is a very, very strong tool to use for reassurance and building trust with your customers. So even though it's 2023 and most of us have probably ordered at least one thing online, there's still that little gnawing in the back of your head, like, oh, I send money through the interwebs to a company, and I hope everything went well. So this is just that easy confirmation that really helps set their mind at ease, know like, okay, the order went through swimmingly. I can go about my day. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind that this is working. The order tracking works for every status. So it basically pulls all the statuses available from your e-commerce backend, and you can connect that with like typical messages that would be sent as soon as the status changes. So think about, for example, when an order is shipped, then you can have that status connected to a message. As soon as it goes out the door, the customer gets a push message saying, hey, your order has just been shipped. It's on its way. Obviously, this is not standalone, so do combine this with your probably standard email process that you assumably have in place. So they have like the order tracking key and all that good stuff. But the main idea behind this is obviously reassurance, but then the secondary idea behind this as well, and this is something that also benefits your business to some extent, is that it can lower calls and emails and questions from customers. So basically giving your support team more time to work on actual issues instead of, like the regular questions like, oh, is my order already gone? Or when is it coming? All that kind of thing. So I would definitely recommend also checking with your support team, like, hey, are there, types of questions that could be resolved by just, a simple update via push message to reassure them instead of having like that call on the phone, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, of course. But on the other hand, like, what's more efficient? A push message that's automated and costs no effort, or a 3-minute call? If you add those up, that's money. So the second one is brand value. Now, I have to pull the reins on myself on this topic a little bit. As you see here, we love the sun. Spring is coming, so you might want some extra treatment for your hair. The sun can be cruel. I mean, look what it did to me, that mean SOB, which links to treatments. So this is a very, very, a very good example of how you can use a commercial incentive, combine it with valuable knowledge. Now, this is maybe a bit of a rudimentary example in that sense, but what I would really suggest is that push notifications can be used not just as a commercial stimulant, but also as a relation building channel. So think of any kind of tips or tricks or information that might be valuable to your customer. I would recommend even going inside your company and see, right? So for example, if you're selling, I don't know, pool supplies, then the summer season is obviously going to come with different challenges in consideration with your pool than the winter season. So you can give tips and tricks and advice, and whether that's, cosmetics or pet food or wine or whatever it might be, there is a certain type of, let's say, connection that you have with your customer, right? There's something you want to share. You're passionate about what you're selling. Else, why would you start the store? Oh, to make money, obviously. But next to that, so brand value is really about creating that relationship by offering value. That's what the word says. So it works both ways. So your brand is adding value, and at the same time, you're adding value to your brand, right? That's, I think, the best way to remember that one. So push notifications, really nifty for building personal relationships because you are directly in their phone, and you can use that to really build rapport with your clientele. Then app-only promotion, also something you can use the push messages for, of course. So this is a very good example. App-only promotion, well, it's kind of on the nose. Use the code AppsRule20 for a one-time 20% discount in the app. Now, the way that this is usually set up, which is the easiest way, is that you create the coupon code in your e-commerce backend, and then you send it out via a push message, because that does a couple of things. One, only app users will receive, obviously, the coupon code, which makes it app exclusive right out of the gate. And two, in order to receive this coupon code, you need to have push notifications activated and need to have an opt-in to push notifications. So it's kind of a 2-for-1. In the sense that if you communicate this actively towards your customer, so let's say you're doing it on Saturday, then you want to communicate that, like, hey, we're doing this app exclusive, make sure you have the app downloaded, make sure you have push notifications turned on, then we'll send it out on Saturday. So that's the only way to be able to utilize this awesome discount. In the sense of communication, you can use the carrot or the stick. The carrot, be it communicating beforehand, giving them a heads up, like, hey, make sure you have the app and opt in to push because it's coming. The stick version is basically not giving them any heads up beforehand, but telling them after the fact, triggering the kind of FOMO, missing out effect, like saying, hey, we did this awesome promotion on Saturday. Did you miss out? Oh, well, maybe then you need to download the app and opt into push messages, because you never know when the next one's going to be. So yeah, carrot or stick, either way, we've seen successes in both methods, but it's really a very easy way to get both downloads and opt-ins. And last but not least, so in the post-purchase phase, but basically throughout the entire customer journey, you don't just want to base all your decisions and your strategies on gut feel. So because of that, we have a couple of tools in analytics available. So that's Firebase, which tracks a lot of user activity within your app. So you can see average time spent, like active users, all that good stuff. You have like your cohorts to track retention. And then secondly, we have our own reporting dashboard, which is newly released just a month ago. And here you can see your most crucial app metrics, such as downloads, orders, revenue, the opt-in percentages, divvied up per platform, so Android and iOS. And of course, you can have an overview of all the orders and just, export them to CSV, do all your marketing magic there. Definitely something we recommend to keep tabs on to make sure that, all the activities that you are laying out for your app customer journey are actually paying off. So yeah, those are the the phase 5 standardized features. Now, when it comes to post-purchase additional, we have only one, but it's a big one. So bonus time is one signal messaging. Now, what one signal allows you to do is take your messaging, both push messaging and additionally in-app messaging, completely to the next level. So it allows for more aesthetically pleasing. So you can use images, you can create carousels, link to different parts of it, add buttons to it. So yeah, that's a very, very interesting platform, and we're very happy that we have made the partnership and the integration. Apart from just the aesthetics and the mechanics, it also allows you to segment. And I think that's a very important part of the One Signal integration, because what it allows you to do is to basically create a big net with all types of hooks that will catch behavior. So it could be like types of shopping, could be cart abandonment, could be the types of products people are buying, could be whatever it might be. Like there's a plethora of options that you can use as sort of a filter. So in this example, this is a baby clothing store. And let's say, for example, someone buys 3 or 4 or 5 girl items, then they will get caught and they will get segmented into the girl item section. So next time you have a promotion on, let's say, little tiny cute dresses, then you can send them to the appropriate group. It's a lot more than what I'm just laying out here. I'm trying to basically compact hundreds and hundreds of additional features when it comes to messaging in a couple of minutes. But definitely something I would recommend is worthy of consideration. Ooh, in-app, awesome. All right, so let me just grease the gears for a second, and then we'll take a quick feature overview, because I know this is a lot. We're basically dumping the whole load on you within, what is it, like 45 minutes, 46. So just let's do just a quick review. So the standard features we have discussed today is the Smart App Banner, obviously very important for converting. Implement once, fire and forget. Just use it. Basic, it's as simple as that. Branded QR code, as mentioned, we can provide you with these. So if you're not yet using a QR code for download adoption, reach out and then we'll get you sorted. The home screen, obviously, there's so much we can do with the home screen, but I think more importantly is that you can create an unlimited amount of home screens and have them, you know, as a sub home screens or like internal landing pages, branded menus. There's a lot you can do with that. If you're not quite sure on how to implement those or what's like the technical logistics on the back end, again, do reach out and I'll gladly help you along with that. Barcode scanner, unique to a mobile device, so definitely something I would recommend implementing, whether it has a big utilization or not. Just the fact that you have it allows you to even communicate the convenience and the app exclusivity, added benefits and all that stuff even more. Then the web checkout, as mentioned, allows you to basically do whatever you want to do to your checkout and still have it connected to the app 100%. Order status update, push notifications. Now that's pretty much a mouthful. I think we went over that very clearly. I think in this example as well, you can see at the bottom, not just the order was received, but also that it's on its way. Little package emoji, you get the gist. Really helps with the reassurance for your clients. And that also ties into push notifications. So we have the "Here Comes the Sun" as more of a brand value message, and the app only promotion, of course, as a commercial style push notification. And finally, we have the additional features. So bonus time, the one-tap shopping, as per mentioned, speeds up the shopping process and allows them to even, considerably faster browse and shop and style and add to cart. Custom UI design, quick navigation to, you name it, anything that might be very suitable to your business. JMango really excels in customization. So even though we have a strong out-of-the-box product, we also have a very, very confident and skillful team that can help you just to tweak it more towards your business and really help your app excel within your omni-channel. And then finally, one signal, of course, something I can talk about for hours, but I can't today, unfortunately. But that is really the one if you want to take your communication via mobile, so your push notifications and in-app to the next level. Geez, I almost forgot. Native checkouts. See, I got so hung up on one signal. So the native checkouts, internal UI, a lot faster, fully compliant, best UI option that you have and best UX option that you have really allows you to smooth out that checkout process for your customers. And then we have some honorable mentions. So these did make the cut, unfortunately. The first one, app exclusive category. Now, this is not necessarily a feature, although it's very nifty. So this is an example from Old School Tees, where you can see they have a app exclusive category, meaning all the products that you see here, even the subcategories that you see here, are only available through the app. Now, to create that is pretty straightforward. The idea is that you create the category in your e-commerce backend and then you hide it from the website. But because it's on the backend, we can still pull that into the app and display it. So that way, you don't only have to use it for like exclusive product sales, but you can also use it for early access, special discounts. There's a lot of possibilities. So if you think, hey, that's interesting, what could we do? But you're not quite sure, or you would like to, strategize about that, or what kind of implementation options that might do for you, again, do feel free to reach out. It's something that's already in the system, so do make use of it if you can. Then back in stock push notifications. This is a very good one. Oh, what happened? There we go. So back in stock, basically what it does is when a product is at 0, it displays a button that allows your customer to opt in to a push notification when the stock goes above 0. It's pretty straightforward. It's usually done with emails as well. It really differs per business if you want to activate it or not. Just know that the backend stock uses the logic from your website. So if, for example, on your website, when a product is at 0, the website hides the product, then it's also not displayed in the app. So if you want to activate backend stock, you do have to have the 0 stock products visible. Again, it's a standard feature. If you want to know more about it, let me know. Then finally, honorable mentions, bonus time. So the first one we have is the advanced product scanner. So the way this works is kind of the same, but as you can see here, when you scan, it pops up a quantifier. You select, you add to cart, and it goes back to the scanner. So it has a bigger library, which allows it to scan more effectively. And the logic behind it is also more like a multiplication scanner. So it was born out of requirements for B2B businesses, but we've also seen it implemented for B2C as well effectively. So it's something that if you are a big fan of the product scanner, and you might consider this logic, or at least at the minimum the extended library, a viable add-on, definitely something you might want to consider. And then finally, universal links. So in this example, let's go to Subdued, one of our valued customers, and if we click, this is not the website. This is the app. So what Universal Links does is it allows you to open the app from an external link, hence the name, which is, of course, a very strong conversion tool. It can be used in, as you saw, for websites, but also in newsletters, social media. Just imagine this as the option to link people from outside of the app, wherever that might be, straight into the app. So if they have the app, it will open. If they don't, it will prompt them to download the app itself. So also a very good trawler net for getting people onto the mobile platform. All right. Well, it was it was kind of a slaughter, I'd imagine, for some. For me, most of this is obviously cupcake stuff, but yeah, it's very important to me, at least, to offer this so you have all the options that are available in your toolkit. And then, of course, it's up to you to decide which one you would want to implement. So I'm quickly going to check if we have anything in the Q&A section. Let's see. All right, we have one question. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, so one question I see about the QR code scanner. The QR code that we create, it already reads the iOS system of the phone. So you don't have to like make a Apple QR code and an Android QR code. So it just scans, then reads the iOS data. It's a dynamic QR code, so to speak. So it automatically reverts you to the App Store if you're on an Apple phone, and the Play Store if you are on a Android. And let me quickly see if we have anything else. No. All right. Well, thanks for the question anyway. And I want to thank, obviously, everybody for attending. And if you're watching this one later on, then yeah, hi. In closing, so we've discussed a lot of features, most of them being standard because JMango already offers them standards, and our out-of-the-box product is as solid as a rock. If you have any questions, if you're struggling, or if you see a feature in this webinar and you think, oh geez, I never saw that, I don't know where to find it, or if you want to strategize on how to do like additional home screens, or on your push notification strategy, I know some of you struggle with with the whole push notification thing. Just remember that we have a customer success team, and it is our job to make you successful. So if you have any questions, if you want to strategize, whatever it might be, we can do to help you. Simply reach out to us via customer.success@jmango360.com, and we'll help you from there. So that's all. I'd like to thank you all for attending, for your time, attendance, and energy. And I wish you good luck with creating the best customer journey you can possibly create. So my name was Andre Sveres, Customer Success Manager at JMango, wishing you a wonderful day.